1958. A meeting of the United Nations. Iceland, a small but proud nation, politely announces the establishment of a 12-mile exclusion zone around her island. The other countries listen carefully and just as politely decline. Iceland gently reminds everyone that she does, in fact, have an army. The delegates nod and decline again. Iceland thanks them for their attention and leaves. Icelandic patrol ships politely hint to British fishing vessels that it's time to leave the 12-mile zone. The British fishermen understand the hint and comply immediately. Britain hears about this. She is quite surprised and politely asks Iceland not to interfere with British fishing ships. Iceland listens to every argument and politely states that she will stand by her 12 miles. And by the way, the Soviet Union fully supports her. Britain weighs all the pros and cons and ultimately recognizes Iceland's 12-mile zone. 1-0 in Iceland's favor. (1972) Round 2. Encouraged by her previous diplomatic success, Iceland politely announces that she now claims a 50-mile zone around her island, along with all the fish inside it. The nations listen respectfully, but Britain and Germany politely state that they disagree. Iceland thanks them for their opinion and leaves. Icelandic patrol ships once again hint to British, and now German, fishing vessels that it would be wise to recognize the new 50-mile boundary. But Britain, having learned from last time, presents her own arguments in the form of military ships. Iceland decides to consult the United States. She politely suggests that without fish, the NATO base in the north might no longer be necessary. The United States, valuing its only northern base very dearly, politely but firmly asks Britain to withdraw from Iceland's 50-mile zone. Britain considers her options and agrees. 2-0 in Iceland's favor. 1975, Round 3. Iceland, still small, still proud, has learned that polite diplomacy works remarkably well. So she now announces a 200-mile zone around her island, along with all the fish inside it. The nations listen. Britain is genuinely surprised and says she needs a moment to think about this. Iceland politely thanks everyone and leaves. Tensions rise once more in the northern waters. Iceland and Britain meet at sea, each determined to defend her position with friendly arguments. The discussion escalates as Iceland confidently advances her claim. Britain responds with naval presence, and diplomacy begins to look complicated. The United States becomes aware of the situation. Iceland politely mentions that she is considering leaving NATO and that Soviet bases might be interested in her northern shores. The United States immediately finds very convincing arguments for Britain to accept the 200-mile zone. Britain evaluates her options and agrees. British ships withdraw, and Iceland secures yet another diplomatic triumph. The final score, 3-0, in favor of Iceland. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel.